J.C. Douglas, huge Bruins fan, joining us right now here in studio.
Yeah, talking with Bobby Orr, and you were talking, Bobby, about playing hockey for fun. Adults as well playing hockey for fun. Are you able to play the game at all these days? Can you skate well enough to do that now?
I do skate. I'll be on the ice tomorrow with the kids.
Oh, good.
But I don't play. I just
pick up.
I've had both my knees replaced. I feel great. I'm just afraid I'm going to go out there and my head's going to say, try this, and I'm going to hurt myself. But no, I don't.
So you never played in the old-timer reunion games and stuff like that?
I haven't played in years, but I feel so good. I don't want to.
A couple of the ladies were wondering on Facebook, by the way, is he still as handsome as ever? And you walked in, you look tanned and healthy. Absolutely. You look like a young man.
Is this guy all right?
No.
We all think that, Bobby.
I'm just the only one who said it.
I'll say BJ, but we won't know which one.
But Don Cherry's always saying it too. I think Don Cherry's still got that bromance with you, Bobby. You listen, considering everything that you've achieved in your career, for instance, only a small handful of players have a higher career average points per game than you do, and they're all, of course, forwards. Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, Mike Bossy. I mean, look at these names. No defenseman has ever come close to that. You racked up your incredible totals in such a short time in your career, almost 1,000 points in your first 8 seasons. How difficult was it for you to come to terms with not being able to fulfill the full promise of what your career could have been? In other words, do you feel blessed to have been given the talent and the career that you enjoy, or have you felt cursed by having that knee?
No, I'm a lucky guy, and we've been talking about the Bruins and winning the Stanley Cup. I hope the players really appreciate, and it's something that not many have an opportunity to do, and my dream was to play in the NHL. My dream came true, and then I, as a kid, dreamt about being on a Stanley Cup team, and that happened. And I really have no complaints. I wish I could have played a little longer, but my style of play certainly didn't help my problem with my knees. I like to carry the puck, and at the professional level, it's a contact game, and I was hit a lot, and I wouldn't change my way. It's I was owned by the Bruins at 14. I always played like that, and they didn't ask me to change, and I'm very thankful for that. But my style of play didn't help my problem. But no, I wouldn't change anything. I'm the luckiest guy in the world. I'm sitting here today with
adoring fans.
Is this guy okay?
But no, I'm the people I've met, the opportunities I've had. I'm no regret.
We were talking off the air about Brad Marchand. You were almost exactly the same age as he is when you won your first cup with the Bruins.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Brad's. To me, Brad and, of course, Timmy Thomas, you can't win without goaltending, and Timmy Thomas was out of this world.
Oh, yeah, dynamite.
But again, I think Brad's a good example of, hey, let's be patient. We're all in a hurry. He spent his time in the minors, and I'm in a little bit in the hockey business, representing players, and my son would be in Providence a lot, and he used to come back often and say to me about this little guy, Brad Marchand. Tough little guy working his tail out. So I think, not because I'm sitting in his hometown, but I'm Brad and Timmy, and to me were the keys to their victory.
Agreed.
This kid really came on, and now it's time to follow up. He's not a secret anymore. I know Brad's this summer he's got a short summer, and I guess the Bruins go to Europe to start too. I believe they go to. Do they go to Europe?
I think so. Yeah.
So it's going to be to play so long, play so hard. I mean, what this team did. I mean, they played 25 of a possible 28 playoff games.
Yeah. Game 7, 3 series.
3 sevens.
Do you think that's too much? The schedule is too long, Bobby? For the
yeah, I mean.
82 games.
These guys, I mean, they're at this level, the way they're compensated. What the heck? I mean, my God. When you're in the business, it's your work. It's what, I mean, you guys want to cut down to 3 days a week. It's what you have to do, and it's what it is. So you go and do it. And I think they're fine. It's it's a tough grind. Some people don't realize how tough a grind. You imagine the Bruins in Vancouver going
coast to coast,
coast to coast.
That's a long go.
And still come up with the efforts that they came up with. To me, it was. But with that Bruin team was. But you know, they had an injury. Someone else would step up, and you knew what your big guys would do. They did it. But everybody else had to play at the top of their games, and that happened with the Bruins.
Yeah.
Bruins have always been cursed with injuries, but they came back like gangbusters. It was so good to see you taking part in the Stanley Cup Finals with the Bruins. You know, and I was at the Winter Classic game last year at Fenway Park. Yeah. Shiver up my spine with you out there in a Bruins jersey. It was amazing. You left the Bruins in '76 under some pretty acrimonious conditions. Was it coming back in '79 for the retirement ceremony, the jersey retirement ceremony, and the amazing ovation? Was that kind of what started to, heal that situation for you?
No, I mean, it was part of the game. There were a lot of things going on. The Bruins have been great. I mean, I was a lucky guy. The game has given me so much. When I did retire, our plan all along was to move back to Boston. That's where we wanted to bring our kids up, and that's where we wanted to live, and we did that. I'm happy. Family's happy. That's all that stuff is history.
Yeah.
I still see Harry and the guys.
Yeah.
And which is great. But things are too great.
Yeah.
to worry about things that happened that long ago.
Do you know how many people in our audience probably have no idea you played for Chicago after you played for Boston? I mean, it's amazing how that stuff is history, and everybody thinks of you as a Bruin.
Didn't play much there. I didn't. If I have any regrets, it's that's one that I wish I could have played more with Chicago.
Yeah.
I played in the '76 Canada Cup and then went to Chicago, and that team was so good. That '76 team.
Yeah.
You really didn't have to do a whole lot.
But it said that was the last
really was
truly
my last.
great hockey you played.
That was my last really hockey I
Yeah.
played. But going to Chicago, I just wish I could have played a little more.
How did your knee feel in the '76 Canada Cup? Were you really hurt?
Sore. No, I was sore. But again, we didn't look at that defense.
Yeah.
Didn't have to do much. Just show up forwards. It was. I don't know if there was a better team.
Well, you were playing some pretty strong teams.
Yeah, but there was that our team was a pretty good team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was stacked for sure. So, okay, let's get around to this question that has been asked time and time again. 10 years ago, they did the top 50 players of all time survey, and Gretzky took it by a slim margin over Bobby Orr, and everybody's debating it.
See, they didn't let my dad vote.
He was the deciding vote.
They let Don Cherry vote. Don voted.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, they didn't let my dad vote, because he would have. My dad's convinced that they took the poll again. You win hands down. Just a more well-rounded player, and it's 10 years hence since his retirement. Okay, listen, I know you'll never say you're the best player of all time, but who does Bobby Orr think is the best hockey player of all time?
My number one guy still is Gordy. I mean, this guy,
He had it all.
any way you wanted to play.
Yep.
I mean, he had it all. Longevity. There were unbelievable players to where do you start?
Yeah.
But Wayne certainly is, in my mind, one of the greatest ever with Mario. I think your guy here,
Sidney,
will fit in. One day we'll be talking
About him, yeah.
I think he's the best player in the game right now, and hopefully he'll come back. We just can't lose players like Sidney Crosby.
That's right.
But I think Sid will be talked about with Mario and Wayne and
Bobby
Gordy
Orr.
And well,
No,
thank
come
you.
on. Come on. No.
Thank you. But though the numbers these players have put up, and they're incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have played any time, any era, on any team. That's the way I look at it.
Well, it makes me crazy when people talk about you as the best defenseman of all time. Best defenseman of all time. No, best hockey player of all time.
Yeah.
I was a very good defenseman.
that was your specialty, Bobby.
I don't understand why they don't let our kids play like that. I mean, Coffey did. Robinson did.
Yeah.
Bork did. We let some players play like that, but you get a young kid today and he can skate and he can handle the puck. He's playing defense. Oh, shoot it in, shoot it up the glass. Let them go.
Let them go, yeah.
I mean, we
Have some fun.
Recently
We just need to teach the forwards to cover for them.
Absolutely, and it didn't take my guys long to learn how I played, and it was really funny some nights though to watch guys covering for me that had to skate backwards. They couldn't skate backwards. but no,
Name some names.
but we gotta let our kids go. That's how I learned to play. We learned to play on the pond, drop the puck, and let's go. You'd be 8 or 10 on a team, but that's how we learned to play. Let our kids go. That's how you learn to play. That's how you learn to handle a puck and skate and so on and so forth. I'd like to see more of that with our kids.
Chevrolet Safe and Fun Hockey. Bobby Orr with us, and ChevroletHockey.ca is the website. August 19th. Go
the
there to
helmet
find out about the
program,
helmet
yes.
program. Exactly. So good to have you with us.
Thank you.
Any other questions we haven't drained here this morning? Or
Oh, I'm sure there's. We could spend another 3 hours
Which
with
one?
Bobby.
Will you read this for me? This is a poem I picked up in a hockey tournament, and I think this is our message. And this is written by an 11-year-old.
Please let me live by myself. Well, here it is, another hockey season. So I'm writing you for just one reason. Please don't scream or curse or yell. Remember, I'm not in the NHL. I'm only 11 years old and can't be bought or traded or sold. I just want to have fun and play the game, and I'm not looking for hockey fame. Please don't make me feel I've committed a sin just because my team didn't win. I don't want to be that great, you see. I'd rather play and just be me. And so in closing, I'd like to give you one tip. Remember, the name of the game is sportsmanship.
Like that.
Please let me live by
That's
myself.
great.
By an 11-year-old.
Now,
kidding.
had he been 14, he could have been bought. According to your history.
Well, it was different back there, though. Don't forget. We didn't have a draft as it is today.
Right.
And the NHL teams owned the junior teams, and they would go out and sign players to what you call a C form. And they owned you from that time on, unless they traded
How about that?
or sold you or took you off their roster. But you would play for their junior team and they would own your rights.
That's an outstanding message, though.
I think I'll leave that with
And
you
that's
guys.
great for any sport.
Oh,
Any
absolutely.
sport that
I mean,
your
we're-
kids are into.
We're talking about hockey here, but Little League Baseball, soccer.
Piano lessons.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's our kids are there to have fun. Let's make sure they're having fun, and let's make sure the environment is safe. And if they're having fun, they're listening. If they're listening, there's so much we can teach them.
Right on.
Chevrolet Safe and Fun Ambassador Bobby Orr, and No Better Ambassador. Thank you for coming in. A pleasure to
Nice
meet
being
you.
with you guys.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Bobby.